I am so excited that you're here today. Honestly, I have been wanting to do this reading for a minute. I tried doing it when I was at the lake, but the bugs were eating me alive that day. I didn't think that it was going to be proper for me to do it that day, so I didn't get into it. But welcome. Hello. Today we're going to be doing Pick a Pile, and our main thing that we're going to be working on is what healing do you need to be doing with your inner child? What healing is your inner child calling for you to do? Let's go ahead and work through it. Let's find out what it is. We have 4 piles today, and for some of you, 2 of these piles, I feel like there's definitely some sad stuff to work through, but we'll get there. I just started playing. I was playing with my cat right now, so I'm so like, let's go ahead and we'll get into your piles. I'm so excited for these. Okay. Our first item here is going to be a little frog. A little frog. So I don't know if you collected stuffed animals as a child. I hear for some of you, you would go out collecting frogs. You really resonated with frogs as a kid. Something with the color green. I love his little derpy smile. It's so cute. So that is pile 1. Pile 2 here, which are going to be these little these aren't sunflowers. These are more like daisies. Daisy. Oh, I love how they match my nails. Does blue resonate for you? But definitely a little bit of a vibe here. But for this collective, this group, I hear for you guys, you were definitely that kid that when your mom put out your outfit, you took one look at it. You didn't even need to take a look at it, and you're like, no, I want to wear something else. And you were quirky, you were social butterfly, you didn't care. You're probably an artist now. You do painting. You're very expressive of yourself through music. And you're also someone where you're like, I don't really care what people think. People are gonna think stuff. They're gonna think stuff. Exactly that. People are gonna think stuff always, no matter what, whoever you are. This next pile here is going to be PB&J. So for you guys, I hear comfort food, obviously, probably PB&J. You probably ate PB&J a lot as a kid. I'm also hearing for some of you that was like all you ate, and it wasn't necessarily, it might have been your choice, but part of it was the easy accessibility and the fact that it was kind of cheap, you know? Yeah, comfort food here, PB&J. I don't know who resonates with this. This one, I'm also hearing my countryside. I don't know if you lived in the country, but that's what I'm hearing specifically for this pile here. Again, take what resonates for you. That's just what I'm getting before we even get into the readings. And the next is going to be bubbles. You were probably that child who went, when I was meditating with this pile, something that I saw was a kid who would climb up a tree and jump out of it for fun. So I don't know if that was you, or if you were one of those kids who just climbed trees, or you did a bunch of like crazy parkour. That's what I'm hearing a lot for this pile here. You were kind of a rambunctious child a little bit, and you were the rambunctious child. You were always out. You know, you were always that kid where it's like, mom's like, make sure you come home. Maybe you're part of the last like generation of kids who very much always are outside going out. I mean, we do still have some of those kids, but it's not very common, unfortunately, with iPad kids. But anyways, these are bubbles here. Oh, that didn't even work. There we go. We have some bubbles. There we go. Okay, so let's go back through the piles. We have the little froggy here. We have quirky sunglasses, cute little sunglasses. And then we have PB&J. I'm hearing you were the shy kid. I forgot to mention that for this pile. Shy kid. Very much, on some levels. And then we have the rambunctious one. This one, there's gonna be stuff in this pile. I don't know what it is, but so before we got into the piles, I made myself some lemon balm out of homegrown lemon balm. It's lemon and tea, lemon and honey, honey lemon balm tea. Goodness gracious. Goodness. Okay. Gotta watch my language here. I can be like a sailor, and YouTube doesn't like that. So, get yourself some tea if you like it, or some juice. And don't forget to make sure you have water.
She's got a point.
Always stay hydrated, my love. I want to cleanse your energy first, if you don't mind. I would love to. This is going to be rose scented incense, and the rose is specifically for the heart chakra because we're going to be working on loving our inner child a little bit more today. So, just gonna be healing your energy here. And I'm also gonna cleanse the energy of each of these items here. We'll cleanse the energy of pile 1 first. And we have pile 2. I already have some senses from this pile here. And then we have pile 3 here. The PB&J. PB&J. This pile here, you guys, I don't know what's gonna come up here. But I'm feeling some heavy energy. Like I said, the trauma. I don't know if that's going to be really coming up, but I'm feeling some like, I don't know if PB&J was a comfort food. That's what I originally chose the pile for when I was called for it, is comfort food. But as I meditated with it, I was like, ooh, this isn't as comforting as like I was originally thinking. It was almost like a necessity sort of thing, but that's okay, you know? I also hear your parents in some ways did the best that they could with what they had and what they knew. Emphasis on that last part, and what they knew. And then this group here, you guys are so rambunctious. I don't know why, but I feel like part of this group, you guys might have gotten suspended from school a little bit. I don't know. That's just what I'm hearing. Okay. I'm just, oh my goodness. I want to know, this is who I am. Like, if you ever meet me in person, this is exactly who I am. Unless I'm drained tired, then I'm checked out. But, okay. Anyways, let's go ahead and get into the files. Okay, so if you chose the little frog, then this is your reading. This is going, ooh, I have some like good feels for this one. Some good feels. Let's get in. I'm pull a few oracle cards here, and then we'll get into tarot. Usually when I do my readings, I do oracle after tarot, but I felt very called to do oracle first. So I'm gonna try something new today. So let's go ahead and we'll see what is your inner child calling for you to heal here? What is it? All right, so we got okay. What are they being called to heal? There we go. Okay. I see how they all are now. All right. So we have listening to signs. You have a lot of signs that what you are being called to heal through, you've been getting a lot of signs to work on this. And what you are being called to work on is accepting yourself. And you are being called to retreat. There's things that you're being called to take a step back from and reevaluate within your life on whether you are actually, whether this actually makes you feel good. Because for what I'm hearing for this collective here is that the term social conditioning has very much grabbed a grasp over you, and you're trying so hard to fit yourself into this box, but you need to listen to the signs that you are made for so much more than the box you're trying to fit yourself into. And you need to accept yourself with that. You know, there's things when it comes to accepting ourselves, it's not always like, you know, like for me, I have curly hair. I accept it. I love it. I'm here for it. But I also have acne, and I need to accept that within myself. I get really, really bad cystic acne because I have PCOS. That's just how I have to work through my self-acceptance, right? There's two different ways in which you can work through your self-acceptance, and you're being called to retreat. You are being called to retreat because you have some manifestations that you're trying to make happen, and they are going to be answered prayers, but what you are being currently blocked from with that is accepting yourself. You need to accept those, I'm hearing darker parts of who you are. Remember, if we don't have those like negative traits or those things of like, okay, I really need to grow in this area, in this aspect, we're not going to know what our good parts are. We're not going to know what our good qualities are. We need that light for that dark. Think of a painting as Bob Ross said this to us. If you have light on light, you're gonna have nothing. If you have dark on dark, you're also going to have nothing. You need that light and that dark. You need that duality, the yin and yang here. And that is going to lead you to new beginnings. When you start working more on accepting yourself, you're going to be moving into some new beginnings within your life. You gotta listen to those signs. Like, it's okay. It's okay. I'm also hearing for this collective the thought, it's not your fault. But not like, you've been conditioned. I'm almost hearing aging, accepting your body. Like, I'm hearing like for this collective, you've been very, very, very stuck in social media ideals. Whether that means the way your life looks, the way you physically look. I'm hearing a lot of body image issues, or image issues. Whether that is how your life looks, how you look, accept yourself. You have these manifestations, you have these answered prayers that you're calling through, and it's bringing you new beginnings. Is there anything else angels have for you? We got this one right here. Literally working with your inner child, the children. Sitting with your inner child. I feel like almost like you need to accept some things of your inner child in a way of like, you were also just a kid. You were literally just a kid. Oh, I'm getting chills when I say that. And forgiveness, literally forgiveness. Forgive your inner child. You were literally just a kid and you didn't know any better. You didn't. And accepting those parts, I'm literally like, chills. I don't know if the camera's picking it up. A random bruise on my elbow. You're being divinely guided. That also just popped up right now too. But yeah. You were just a kid. That's what I'm hearing a lot for you. It's okay. Those mistakes you made as a child or when you were younger, I'm also hearing a little bit of like teenager. A little bit, but yeah, those mistakes that you made as a kid, stop holding them to you. Stop. Sit with that inner child, sit with that version of you, and remind yourself. Remind that little kid. And one thing that I also want to say for you is I'm also hearing that like some of these behaviors and patterns maybe they're things that for a while you almost just identified with, of like, oh, that's just who I am, and as you've gotten older you've realized that's not who I am. You know, it's totally okay if you feel the need or the desire that you don't like who you are, you don't like who you've been, even if you've sat there and convinced yourself that's who you were for a really long time. You are more than welcome to always reinvent yourself. That's what I'm hearing, is you're being divinely guided too. So I hear stop trying to control so much. Stop trying to control so much. But yeah, for the inner child though, I'm hearing a lot for like, again, this collective, I heard you guys kind of like going out and collecting frogs. You really resonated with the color green. I'm hearing on some levels, I'm seeing like a redhead, like a natural redhead. I don't know if someone's mom is a redhead or if you were born a redhead. That's what I'm hearing, but I'm hearing, or yeah, like I'm just like seeing like a feminine redhead in right now. Also like a blue car, grass in the yard that's not fully kept up. I'm also hearing ponds, which again, you know, this is your guy, this is a pile for the frog, and with you guys specifically, I already heard you guys would go out collecting frogs. So give me just a moment and I will pull out some tarot cards for this collective. Okay, so I got the tarot deck out here. Let's go ahead and pull out some cards for you. I got a few that popped out right there. And then, cool, okay. Okay. All right, so I have a few that keep popping out at the same time here, so we got this. Okay, so what you have going on here, we have the Eight of Swords, which, so this is for your past, okay? We have for your past, you have Eight of Swords, which what I'm seeing for this, and what I'm hearing for you is that you were very restrained. So look at this image here. We have a person that's being very held back, very restrained. You know, they're blinded, they're held by. So again, you were a child. You didn't see properly, and you were being held like not captive, but you were being held back. I almost hear that for you, like maybe you struggled with making your own decisions. Actually, yeah, with this Five of Wands here in reverse, right? We have the action being built. They're building something around here, but you don't try, it's caused you to move into a being, because this is like childhood past. This is more of like immediate past. And then, so as a child, you were very restrained. And you know, I'm wondering if that's where you need to work on this forgiveness for yourself, is you were restrained, you didn't know any better. You were literally just a kid and you were doing as you were told. And what I'm hearing for you with this Five of Wands is that you grew into this version where you didn't trust yourself to make decisions. You maybe almost became a very indecisive individual, but you struggled a lot with making your own personal decisions. But currently, right now, you're moving into a place of, if I can grab it with my nails, you're moving into a place of death. That version of you is in the process of dying. That's probably why you clicked on this. That's why you're here, because you're like, what do I need to heal with my inner child? You're working on that. And in your immediate future, you have Three of Wands, which is it's letting go. It's bringing in, you know, Three of Wands really means like you're coming to not a close or an ending, but a completion almost. So, like, there's movement happening here, and with wands it's really about creativity. So there's movement within creating this new life and this new version of yourself. And then also what we have with the further future, again, your timeline can change. That's if you continue on this movement, on this death, on forgiving your inner child, believing in this divine guidance. That is a huge thing here. Keep working on your manifestations, and you will have this Five of Cups, which is power in your emotions. You will get there. You are getting there. If you stay on this path, keep trusting yourself, keep working on this forgiveness. I'm hearing for this collective, you need a really good cry. Ooh, goosebumps, hair standing up. You need to go have a good cry. And you don't need to know why. That's what I'm hearing. Stop. You don't need to look for all, like, you don't need to even look for all the signs. You have signs coming in, but you allow them to naturally come in. Allow them to naturally come in. Allow your prayers to naturally happen because you're being divinely guided. Don't try to control the outcome here. Don't try to control the outcome. You're doing, there doesn't need to be a reason why. You're working on this. Keep accepting yourself. Forgive yourself. Forgive your inner child. They didn't know. You were just a kid. You were just a kid. And don't forget that. You did the best that you could. You know what you know what you can do now? Not be that same person. Are you going to continue working and moving in the same way that you did as a child? That's what matters now. And sit with them. Sit with them. I'm also hearing, if you were to have this version of you, say 5-year-old you, sitting in front of you, and they're sitting there crying and blubbering, and they're all upset about this thing, whatever it is that you feel like you need to forgive yourself for, what would you say to them? Seriously, what would you say? Maybe it would be worth writing a letter to them. But yeah, I feel like I was getting some things for this collective. Aside from the feminine energy, I try not to read gender when it comes to tarot, but I was getting a feminine energy that has red hair, the blue car. I don't know if it was like a blue truck. Let's see here. Power Rangers. That just came to head. There was something else that I was getting for this collective. I definitely here for this collective. You guys probably did collect stuffed animals. That's why I was called for a stuffed animal for you. Maybe it's not even necessary that you went out and collected frogs, but I do hear that. I also hear like a pond or a river nearby. As I said at the beginning, countryside. I keep getting that a lot too, of like seclusion. Maybe that's why I was hearing countryside. You were secluded as a kid. I'm almost hearing like I'm seeing like a little kid that's like in their room a lot, or you're always indoors a lot. Yeah, I'm getting, again, we have chills happening. Oh, hair standing up. Okay. I think that's all. Let me see. Do angels have any final thing for you? Go take care of your body. Go take care of your body. Again, going back to the image thing. Again, like I said, I don't know if this was body image or images for life, but that is a way that you can also take care of your inner child, is go take care of your body. Listen to your body. Oh, ooh. Okay. I got it now. Yes, take care of your body, but listen to the signs that you feel within your body, and that's going to help you learn how to work more with making your own decisions, because yes, you still are currently, you are in a death right now. You are working towards healing that version of you. With that comes with working with your intuition, because that's what I was hearing with this Eight of Swords here, is that this Eight of Swords and Five of Wands, this Eight of Swords led you into the Five of Wands. You were so restrained, you weren't maybe allowed to do a lot growing up, and then it made you struggle with knowing how to make decisions for yourself. But you're in that process of breaking it. I want to read the definition actually for Three of Wands. I keep being called that like there's something in there for you. And I love how I opened right to the page. So the end is in sight. Only a little more is left to do. Pick up loose ends. So as I was saying, you continue on this path. You're going to get there. You're going to get there, and you're going to feel, you know, we do have one thing about the Five of Cups too is there are some spilled cups here, and that's okay. That's okay, because sometimes maybe those were cups filled with poison and you didn't need those. You didn't need those in your picnic. Maybe don't spill them next to you, but that's what I'm getting for you, and that was your reading for today. If this resonated for you, leave a comment that I will forgive my inner child. I forgive my inner child, and it will lead me to accepting myself. Thank you so much. And don't forget to hit that subscribe button so that you can channel your energy into my readings for the future. If you chose the sunglasses, then this is your reading. Let's go ahead and we'll get into your reading. So usually I like to do oracle cards after the tarot, but today I was called to do it in the opposite fashion. So trying something new today. We're getting through it. I liked it in the last reading, so I thought it was kind of cute. So we'll go ahead and try it this way. Let's go ahead and we'll get into your reading. What does your inner child need to heal? What are you working on healing? Oh my goodness. Spiritual growth and freedom. Oh, okay. I'm already getting some standing up here. I hear for this collective already, you've been tied down by religion. Yeah. You have religious family that might not accept the fact that you don't believe the same thing as they do. That's what I'm hearing almost immediately. And you want to be able to break your branches, but that's not really happening for you. That's what I'm hearing for some of you. And for some of you, you're just learning how you're finding the sense of freedom that you can have within your own spiritual growth. So even if you do agree with the religion or your family's not religious, but you're finding the freedom within it, you're breaking away. That's what I'm hearing is you're stepping into new beginnings because you're studying yourself. You're studying the spiritual growth, you're studying the freedom that you can have, and by studying on your own, you're stepping into this new beginning, this new power that you have not been used to before. Yeah, yup. Ooh, oh my gosh, already. So already I told you guys, the energy I felt for you was that you do not like to fit in the box. You do not like to follow the rules. I'm almost getting for this collective, for this group here, that if someone tells you not to do something, like people have learned to use reverse psychology on you. I'm sorry, love, but it's because you're one of those that when someone says something to do and they're like, don't do it, you're like, well, now I want to because you said not to. I'm also hearing for some of you, ooh, this is like fire energy. I don't know if you're like a Leo, Aries, or Sagittarius, but I'm getting fire energy here too. You don't have to be fire sign to resonate with this, but someone says don't do something, and you're kind of like, Okay, now I'm gonna do it, and then I'll do it again just to prove it to you twice. Or like I'll do it the first time to prove it to you and prove it to myself, and the second time I'll do it again I'll do it the first time to prove it to myself, and I'll do it again so that you can take pictures. I don't know, that's what I'm hearing. You are healing. You're healing. I'm okay. So what I'm hearing is, for those of you who do resonate with a part of you're breaking away from a spirituality in general, that's not what you were normally used to and what you grew up with. You're healing through that. You're healing through that, and you are working on knowing you don't have to be in the box that you grew up in. I'm also hearing a little bit that there's kind of, you might have some trauma around this religion too, and you're healing through that, and through that, because almost like because of that trauma, that's what caused you to start studying and step into these new beginnings of life. You also are getting some ideas and inspiration. Literally, as I just said, by healing this part of you, whatever it may be, I'm just hearing a box being put, which is actually interesting because you might resonate with the last reading here, because I feel like that's very getting kind of similar energies here, but this one's more pertained towards like religion. And by healing this, you are getting some more ideas and inspiration. All right, let me grab one more card here. Do angels have anything else to say? There's miracles happening for you with the spiritual growth. I feel like you've been working with a higher power in general, but not the same higher power that you grew up knowing. So there's a lot of what I'm hearing. Let me go ahead and move this spread over just a little bit so I can create room for some tarot cards. I'll be right back. How silly and cute. I thought I was filming already, but I guess I wasn't. I already started pulling some cards. So we do have Suspended Person that already came out, which, what did we just talk about? Honestly, if you did not watch Pile 1, I would highly recommend. It seems like Pile 1 and Pile 2 kind of have some, yeah, so kind of Suspended Person here. You were stuck. I feel like you were held back a lot as a child, and you are now you're healing through freedom, learning how to be free within yourself, and you're healing that part. You're healing that, and you're learning to study yourself through spiritual growth, and it's leading you to some freedom, bringing some inspirations and ideas and some miracles, and it's bringing you into some new beginnings. Same thing right here. You have Suspended Person, and this is your child's past, and then this is kind of your most immediate past. Confirmation verb. You have some Justice in reverse, so you weren't receiving a lot of justice as a child. You weren't defended a lot. And again, I'm hearing specifically for this collective, has to do with like some form of religion or belief system within the household. I'm getting chills. I'm hearing LGBTQ issues. I don't know if that resonates for you. A lot of chills. Wow. I'm getting chills up into my ears right now. Look at this. Wow. Okay. I'm so sorry that you went through that. If you resonate with that one, I'm very fortunate that I didn't grow up in a household like that, and I think I feel for you guys. As an empathetic person, I feel for you, because I can't imagine what it could have been like, especially if you are a part of LGBTQ. I'm just cued in a part of that, but it's, we have different things that come up for that. But I'm also hearing that like just an identity of who you are was not accepted. And we have Medicine Wheel, which for this deck, it is the Wheel of Fortune. So yeah, you were not being You weren't being properly taken care of in the way that you should have been. Emotionally. And it was in the name of this image, of this, not image, but belief system. Image, maybe actually, because especially if you resonate with the religion part, image. I hear that for those of you. What is their current position right now? Their current position. Okay, so what I'm hearing for this, when we have the Nine of Wands coming up, you're reflecting on a lot of who this has created you to be. On who you have become as a result of all of this. You're currently reflecting on it a lot. But babes, there's new beginnings stepping forward for you. I'm also hearing for you that family isn't also blood. I'm hearing a lot of like familial issues here. I don't know if you resonate with that, but if you do, I truly wish you some healing, darling. And if it helps you to hear, we have this one wanting to pop out right here. We have, that's your future too. I love that one for you, but I want to say this first. If it helps you, I accept you for who you are, who you want to love, who you want to be, how you want to express yourself, what you want to believe in. As long as your ideas and who you want to be isn't hurting anybody, if your intention is to love, your intention is to love. You're great. And your family is out there. Because remember, the family that we're born into, this is at least what I personally believe, the family that we're born into, we're given that family for lessons that our soul was going to need in order that we need to learn so that we can then teach other souls. And your family are souls. Your family are going to be other souls, not specific genetics and bloodline. Your family can be who your family is, right? Just like we can choose our friends, we can also choose our family. So for your future here, if you continue on this path of reflection and you do work on this healing, excuse me, because I am hearing that confirmation burp, actually, you are working on healing. You're finding your freedom. You're growing spiritually. I'm also hearing that some of you guys are in no contact with specific people of your past that hurt your inner child, and I'm hearing stay no contact. Goosebumps again. Look at this. Stay no contact, because you don't need that. You got those lessons that you needed from that person. We have King of Cups. King of Cups. Why is English so hard? Goodness. I'm here for you, go dancing. Whether that's in your bedroom or out. I'm hearing that. Oh my gosh, I'm getting some like channel messages here for you. Something with Lady Gaga. I don't know if Lady Gaga resonates for you. Lady Gaga and Miley Cyrus. I'm hearing both of them. Let me think. I don't know, those just came up, so let me actually just step back into here. So we got the King of Cups here, and Cups is about emotions, and you're going to be very, very, very confident within yourself staying on this path. Keep working on it. Keep working on this healing. Don't, like, I'm seeing that image. You guys know that shackles breaking? I'm hearing that for you. That's what you're doing. That's what you've done. You knew that you were the suspended person. You knew this. You knew that. And then I want you to take a look at this image actually for a second. So we have the King of Cups, and he's sitting here on his single rock, just sitting there with his cup. And we have that little fishy out there. Just sitting there enjoying it. I love this. Because also along with it, we have Ace of Wands, which Ace of Wands, wands can be like connected to the heart. And then Ace is about new beginnings. So new beginnings with your Ace of Wands here. Look at this. Look at this. Look at the sun shining on the land. We have a person holding a stick. But a person, a hand holding a stick. And really looking at this, it's like it's holding the stick. It's holding the yarrow, because that's yarrow right there. And so with this, Wands is really about creativity, and Ace is about like new beginnings and inspiration. Oh, okay, actually, you're going to feel confident, way more confident in your emotions, and it's going to be leading you to feeling confident within creating a new life for yourself. That's what I'm hearing. And you're going there. You're making it happen. You're healing. Like, because you got the healing card coming up for you. So you're already on this path. You're already on here. And you're saying you got new beginnings. Literally, you have new beginnings happening for you. You stay on this path. All that pain that you went through, you heal it. Energy cannot be created nor destroyed. It can only be transferred and changed. You're changing this energy. You're healing that. This suspended person energy here is being healed into ideas and inspiration for you. I love this so much. If this resonates for you, leave a comment. I am healing my inner child, and it is going to be giving me a new life. Also, make sure to subscribe so that you can channel your energy into my future readings. I do meditate before every reading and make sure that whoever is meant to see the video, hear the message, it will reach them. But if you would like to continue channeling your energy into my readings, don't forget to subscribe. All right, thank you for watching. Okay, if you chose Little PB&J, then this is your reading. Let's go ahead and we'll get into it. Let's go ahead and replace pile 2 over here with pile 1. Got the cute little blibs. They're so cute. Okay. Before I get into the reading, I already shuffled the deck, and while I was shuffling, I got 3 very specific names for this collective. I got Penelope, James, and Michael. So I don't know if that resonates for anybody, if that is your name, a person from your childhood, one of your parents' names. Yeah. So we'll go ahead and skip into Oracle. Before I get in, I do want to note, usually I do my readings Oracle deck second, but I was called to do it first today, and it's been a pretty interesting process. So, kind of like it. Just listening to my intuition, doing what I hear. Just trusting my gut. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead. We already have something popping out here. We have something else popping out here. All right, spirits, what are they healing through? I want to grab a couple here, and then we'll reorganize them and figure this all out. Okay. Let's see. What are they healing through? Cut the deck here one more time, and we'll just grab 2 more out. What are they healing? I literally said we'll grab 2 more out, and that's what popped out. And then deck is at the end of New Beginnings. I love how, I think that one came out for both of the last readings. Okay. All right. I like some of this. Okay, this does not really give me much of light. Okay, so immediately also, I said at the beginning that I felt like this group, you guys might have had like a rough childhood. I remember that I was feeling that for you guys. What is it that they're working through specifically here, spirits? Oh my goodness, this card. I was literally working through specifically, and it's balance. Okay. I feel like you were a very creative kid. You had a lot of ideas that you wanted to work on and a lot of things that you were meditating on that you really wanted for yourself. And you struggled with balance, but you're learning how to balance the key of healing your inner child and entertaining your responsible adults. And I'm hearing that, again, this is something that I heard that you had struggles in. This is a card for struggles. Which that one's together. Those ones are together. Okay, so you struggled a lot with balance, and right now you struggle with balance then, and what you're currently working through right now is learning how. Yeah, no, you're working through the balance of healing. That's really what it is. Because it takes a lot of work, it takes a lot of energy, and you're working through it because you're also learning how to be responsible as an adult. And you've been meditating on a lot of ideas and inspiration that you're getting, and you're healing your support system. You were not, again, what I heard for this one is you didn't have people, like your support system didn't move in like malicious ways or controlling ways or a way of like they were intentionally trying to hold you back. I hear that they were struggling within themselves and they were literally doing the best with what they had and what they knew. And so you've been working on healing with the support system. And if you see in this card too, we have the world. Like that world can be like your world, and you're finding the people that you want here that are going to be supporting you properly. And through that, you are bringing freedom to your inner child. I'm also hearing for some of you that like it's helping you be a better parent. I don't know if you have children, but it's help by working and sitting with your own inner child. I'm almost hearing also, if you do resonate with like your own child, you have a child, by working with your child, it's starting to help you see that sense of, wow, my parents were also had inner children. Like they also had their own inner child. They also were just doing the best that they could. And maybe I'm almost hearing that for some of you guys that when you were a kid, you had this sense of like, well, you're the adult. Why can't you figure this out? But now that you're the adult, you're starting to understand a little bit of what your parents were struggling with. A little bit. Like there's still a part of you that's like, well, you could have done this and this, why didn't you do that? But you're doing that now, and that is what matters. And I'm also hearing that I'm getting literally like my hair is standing up as I'm saying all of this right now. Oh my goodness, flying at me. They're also coming to terms with that, whether they admit that to you or not. They're also seeing, ooh, I really could have just like gotten up and done that one thing and I would have been a different parent, but or a different guardian or just like a different caretaker in general. But yeah, it's bringing you some freedom with your inner child here by learning with this balance. Like honestly, stick with learning this balance here. You're balancing it. Whether if you're struggling to find the balance in this very moment, it's the actual fact that you're getting up to do it that is mattering. That matters. English, goodness. That is what is happening. And through this process, you're experiencing some spiritual growth and some harmony. Like, I'm hearing you're also getting a lot of signs. A lot of signs with all of this. And there's going to be a cause for celebration, what you're working on. There's going to be a cause for celebration. Is there anything else that comes out with this one? We do. We have new love and intention. Your intentions are changing in life, and you're experiencing love in a way in your life that you didn't experience as a child. I'm not getting this as like necessarily romantic. This is like love in general in a way of it's almost like connecting with the support system. You're experiencing love through a support system in a way that you have not experienced before, or maybe that like you didn't experience as a child, and it's bringing you that freedom too, because it's realizing this by working with your inner child, sitting with your inner child and listening to the pains that they felt, and kind of, just reminding them, hey, like they tried the best that they could with what they knew. And you are now taking those steps of seeking out that information that you knew would have helped them to go out and get, because you're working with intention. You want to be a very deeply intentive person with what you're doing. You're doing things not just to do them. I'm almost hearing that some of your support system of what you had growing up, they did things, but it wasn't necessarily what you needed, because they weren't listening to you. They were listening to what they're being told parents are supposed to do. And you are moving with intention, whether you're listening to your own child or your inner child. Because again, when you listen to your own child, if you are a parent and you resonate with that part, when you listen to your own child and you sit with your own child, you're healing your own inner child here. So working with all of that. Let me go ahead and move these cards over a little bit and create myself some room here to pull some tarot cards real quick, and we'll get into it. So I already pulled your cards. And honestly, I really do love this. From what I see with your tarot spread here, you've been on again, you've already been working on your balancing. You've already been on this journey. This is not like I'm just now starting my healing journey. You've been through this. You've been working through it. Almost like you've already gotten through that darkness. I'm hearing you've already gotten through that. And so for the past that you had with the child, you have Queen of Cups here, which Queen is about like feminine divine, the divine feminine, right? And this isn't necessarily gender based. Remember, the divine feminine, she's very in touch with her emotions. That's what the feminine is very about. And so she's very in touch with her heart, right? And Cups is about emotions. So you have it reversed. You grew up with very emotionally unstable household. And that's probably where that support system was lacking. Is, again, that's what I kept hearing for this collective. With what they knew, they did the best with what they knew. So they didn't know much. They were I hear like very, very emotionally driven household. And that's okay. You sat with it. King of Swords. Look at this. King represents like the ruler, the final like. King is divine feminine, or not divine feminine, divine masculine, which is action, the ruler. You took action, okay? Look at him. He's sitting down. He's like, I just left battle. I did all of that. And Swords is with intellect, understanding. So again, you sat through that understanding with your support system. You understand, okay, yeah, my inner child is hurt a little bit, but I'm also hearing, I don't know if you've ever seen this quote, parents F you up if they're there and they F you up if they're not. Because they have their own inner child. They tried their best with what they knew. Maybe they could have done more to stand up and learn more. But again, It's already happened. The past is the past, babe. You've already experienced the reverse Queen of Cups. You've already sat with your King of Swords because this is your inner child history. This is the immediate history that followed. And then this is where you're currently at, which you are currently at Knight of Swords. Knight of Swords it's a dreamer. It's basically what Knight of Swords represents is you are willing to strip yourself of whatever is not necessary to go into battle. You are willing to continue, like, it does not matter. You're like, get it off. Get it off. If this is not going to be serving me, get it off. So you've been working with that. A lot of it, understanding, it's leading you into this place. And your future, if you continue on this path, babes, right? Because you can change your future. You can change. This is just if you continue on this path. You're leading into temperance, which temperance really is. Oh, sorry. I was hearing noises and I'm like, what is that? If you see her, she's walking into the water barefoot. It's walking into things really with strength, knowing that, like, strength that you've gained through confidence, through your battles, through what you've been through, almost like strengthening yourself, right? You strengthen yourself by testing yourself through this, right? You stripped yourself, you went into battle, you test yourself, you learn, and then you just go in, right? You're just going to go in to who you are, almost stepping into a world of unknown. And it's these challenges that have made you who you are, and almost in this sense, again, if you do have children, it's making you personally a better parent. If you don't have children, that's okay. It's making you a better parent to your inner child overall, whether you have children or not. And that's so great because realistically, whether we have healthy parents or not, at the end of the day, what I'm hearing is you did have some form of, like, your parents were there for you, they were supportive, but there was the emotionally unstable stability, and you've been learning how to balance that with yourself. I didn't, oh my goodness, I didn't call heavily on this card, but it is coming to me right now. Meditation. You've been working a lot on meditation. And again, meditation doesn't always have to be like sitting like that, right? Meditation can come to us in multiple different ways. Meditation, really, at the end of the day, is practicing being in the present moment. You're not sitting there allowing the past to come up and ruminate on what the future could be. You're not sitting there ruminating of, what if I'm like my parents? What if I'm like my parents? Or my parents were like that towards me, so my kid deserves this, or I deserve this now. Again, like I said, it doesn't always have to be like you are a parent, you have a kid. You can also be like, what if I'm not a good parent to my own inner child? What if I'm not properly paying attention to my inner child? Am I actually even healing myself? Those different thoughts, whatever your anxiety thoughts are, right? Those are just examples. You're learning to step away from that. You're not sitting in that. You've been finding this new love within your life, these new experiences. Actually, I didn't do this for the last two readings, but I feel called to actually use my Law of Attraction deck here right now. I want to pull one more out from this one. You're being divinely guided. You truly are. You're being divinely guided. So keep following this. And maybe that's why I'm being called for a Law of Attraction card. What are you being What are you being divinely guided through? What is this? Obviously, like, sitting with your inner child, you're going into battle, you're stripping away from who you used to be and who you were told to be and what you've known. I'm not hearing a lot for this collective. You guys were, like, told to beat somebody. You were in multiple ways kind of taught. But yeah, no, something that I was hearing for this collective again is, like, your parents might have been struggling. Oh yeah, okay, so I heard something earlier that I didn't fully have come to me, so I didn't want to say it because yeah. I'm also hearing that for some of you, your parents worked a lot. Like, you guys weren't like the most financially stable, and your parents worked a lot. And so they didn't also necessarily have that time, and it made them tired a lot. So something to also consider is that when people work a lot, they don't sleep as much. And when we don't get the proper sleep, we're also extremely emotional, and they didn't have like a lot of time with that. I don't know if that resonates for any of you, but apparently there's 2 law of attraction cards that want to come out for you. Maybe? I don't even know where that other one went. I love this, honestly. Okay. You're working on, honestly, that's, spirits are just like, about you, because you're doing stuff. Oh my goodness. Okay, just stay on your path, honestly. This is your sign to just keep doing what you're doing. You're doing great. I can turn a downward spiral upward. I think that if you stayed in this energy and you didn't go through this like King of Swords moment, you would be repeating patterns. You are a generation, you're breaking generational trauma. That's what I'm hearing. As you focus the best of what you do have, even if it is only a small part of your experience, the law of attraction will bring to you more essence of that. And so you can replace a downward spiral with a fast-moving upward spiral by simply directing your thoughts more to things you want to do. And your next card is, I can change my life by changing my thoughts. You're learning with, like I said, this King of Swords moment, sitting with that, understanding that research that you did. That was you being divinely guided. And that's what I see in your future, some celebration, spiritual growth, and some harmony. This is what your future is, right here. You're working towards, and then you have temperance in your future as well with the tarot. By choosing thought that feels slightly better than the thoughts you have been thinking, you can gradually change the direction of your thoughts. By focusing upon a better feeling thought, the law of attraction will respond to that thought, and therefore the balance of your thoughts will now improve. So I think you've sat through this system of, I would almost wonder for some of you guys, again, this is a collective reading, so I'm feeling so many different energies here. I know I'm very specific with my readings, but again, if you want more deeper insight, I almost wonder on some of you guys if I pulled your personal energy, that this would be, but I pulled energy like what was the energy of your past. So, yeah, you're working on such a great way. I honestly love this. If you resonated with this pile, go ahead and leave a comment of, I am healing my inner child by healing my thoughts. I would love to hear it. I would love to hear it. I would love to see it. And yeah, I feel like this reading, honestly, you're doing great. You're doing so amazing. Thank you so much for watching this. And again, if you resonate with this, don't forget to hit the subscribe button so that you can channel your energy into my future readings, and my readings will pop up on your feed. Hello! So if you chose the bubbles, then this is your reading here. So let's go ahead and we'll get into it. I started shuffling the cards before I clicked record, and I was getting some letters for you guys. We have D, G, there was R, J, N. I don't know know why, but like this collective, I feel like you guys spent a lot a lot of time outside. So I'm hearing like picnics, eating outside. I also see someone like walking home from school, so you walked home from school as a kid. Let me see. Dinosaurs. I don't know if dinosaurs were significant for you as a child. I hear like there's something that your family did regularly, like on Saturdays or something. It was like an outing event. I'm not sure. Did you have a very involved family? That's what I'm hearing. Okay. Okay, let's go ahead and see what the cards are getting. What is this person working on healing? Okay. We got something here. I'm almost hearing that you were a little irresponsible as a kid. You were a lot of like games. Oh, I hear that like maybe you were a prankster. Like you were just a silly like hee 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 hee. Like literally in that exact tone. Also, let me put the item here. I was keeping the pile items in the thing. So okay. Alright. Oh, we literally got playfulness coming out here. Yeah. Well, I'm hearing a forgiveness of your playfulness. Like, literally, when I was about to start this reading, I started thinking to myself, all right, you rambunctious folks, let's get into your reading. Also, like, I took a break before your reading between the last one, and I almost started getting myself distracted. I was like playing on stuff, so I don't know if you were a distracted kid. ADHD, just always wanted to look at the shiny things. Like the little black crow. What is that from? That's a movie, isn't it? I feel like you were a very dreamy kid too. That's what I'm getting to. You got dreams. You probably see a lot of stuff in your dreams, but what I'm hearing with this specific reading here, you were a very dreamy kid of like playfulness. You had a lot of different ideas. You were very I'm almost hearing like you were one of those kids that you played pranks on your fellow classmates by like making up stories, as kids do, but you were one of them. And you know, it happens. Kids do, as kids do. Literally with friendship. Oh my goodness. Okay, and we have power friendship. So you're working through healing the power of friendship right now, and that's what your inner child is also calling you to heal and to work on is the power of connectivity. I'm almost hearing that maybe you've been a little bit scared to let people in, so you're a little playful and you run away. And you need to forgive that part of yourself. And finding the power of connection. People in our lives aren't here to just play with us. They aren't here to just be a good time. You find the right people. You can have people that'll just listen to you raw and authentically. There's nothing that you can say that they're gonna be like, oh, you're sad about that? Weirdo. Like, if someone's like that, then why would you want them in your life to begin with? Archangel Michael. I feel like he's calling you. Archangel Michael, he's one of those where he's like, he will help you. He is there to help protect you as well. And You know what I'm getting also? I don't know if you resonate with this, but your playful energy when you were a kid almost caused you to be a little bit naive in your friendships. And he wants to help protect you with that knowing. Archangel Michael, he is down to help you in any way that you need help with, but you need to allow him to. You need to allow him to. Let me read his little description here because I'm being called to do that. The card meaning this powerful archangel is with you right now. He gives you courage and helps you release from the effects of fear. So he protects you too. He's a very, like, again, he helps you release, he gives you courage, but he's also a giant protector. So when it comes to that, he's helping you release the fear of friendship, and you can find the power within it. You have to call him though. If you consent to Michael, he's a king in that aspect. He doesn't move without consent. And if you consent, he'll go off. He'll do it. Through this card, Archangel Michael is making his presence known to you. He is the symbol of true courage, stemming from knowing that God's love is the only power there is, or higher power, right? It doesn't necessarily have to be God. This book uses like God language, right? So whatever you personally believe in, if you do believe in God, go off with that. Michael is letting you know that as you make challenges in your life, as you encounter challenges, you are safe and secure. God and the angels help you stay true to yourself during trying times. Have a heart-to-heart discussion with Michael often. Pour out all of your concerns to him and don't worry about overburdening him. Michael, like all archangels, is able to be with everyone simultaneously who needs him. He has no limitations of space and time, and he can help you with others concurrently. So basically, by connecting with him and pouring your heart out to him, or allowing him to work with you, you're gonna see the value of what it looks like doing that in a friendship. You're going to see how that looks in a friendship. And it's going to bring you some serenity, and you're going to experience freedom within these friendships. Yeah, that's what I'm that's what I'm hearing for you guys, is healing the way that you feel within relationships. I'm also hearing like people-pleasing tendencies here. And that's coming with the playful, naive energy that I'm picking up on, is you've people pleased without realizing you were people pleasing, which oftentimes a lot of people, when they're stuck in people pleasing, especially as a child, they're not aware that's what they're doing. They think that that's like just what you're supposed to do. But no, if you have to bend yourself inside out, bend yourself backwards, that's not good for you. And then you have new beginnings on your path. You have new beginnings on your path. Is there anything else that spirits have for you? Trust in the power of divine timing, because you're emerging into these new beginnings. So don't force something. You don't have to people please. That's what I'm hearing a lot for you. You don't have to people please. And keep that playful energy. Forgive yourself for what you went through from that playful energy. But don't lose that. Don't lose that. And let go of your fears. These fears that you're experiencing surrounding friendship, write it down, journal it, meditate on it. I'm also hearing, again, for this collective, you guys were very playful as children, very moving. Again, as I was picking up, you guys were the climbing trees and throwing yourself out of them. That was the metaphor I was getting for this pile here. And maybe you weren't actually doing that. Maybe that's just what you were energetically or spiritually doing with yourself. You were climbing up trees within friendships and throwing yourself out of them without realizing you were. I don't know. But what I'm hearing is don't lose that playfulness. Don't allow yourself to view it from a new perspective. Forgive yourself for the way that it showed up in your life now or before, and allow yourself to view it from a new perspective. Because you are being protected by guardian angels here. You have divine timing, Archangel Michael, guardian angels all together. You have answered prayers coming in. This feeling that you've been longing for, this connection that you've been longing for, it exists out there. But it starts with you. It starts with you. Show up for yourself in that way too. It's also something I'm hearing for you. Let me shift these cards over just a little bit to make room for your tarot reading, and we'll get right into it. All right, so let's go ahead. We'll get into your tarot. I already have. Honestly, I feel like a very calm energy with this reading. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is. Because before with your pile, I was feeling this playfulness, literally. Like a little like that's what I was feeling with you guys. And now I feel calm. I feel like you're stepping into knowing what it feels like to take a step back and breathe. That's what I'm hearing. Like, you don't have to always be running. Literally, you don't always have to be running. Like, you were a playful kid, and I think, oh gosh, that's what I'm hearing. If, again, take what resonates for you here, but I'm hearing for some of you that naive energy that you held as a kid caused you to be betrayed in certain ways, or caused you to be the betrayer. But I'm hearing more so for the first part, like you were betrayed as a child by like friends, peers, and you're working through forgiving yourself for not knowing better. And in that same sense, you're realizing, wow, I didn't know better. And now that you're learning better, you're stepping into new beginnings. You're literally emerging into new beginnings. And this is bringing you new friendship. But let's go ahead and let's see what tarot has to say for you. Oh my goodness, we got almost fell. Okay. Alright, and then got that one there, and then that one there. Hmm. Okay. I feel like one fell. One did fall. Okay. So for your past as a child, you have the Fool reversed coming up. Which Fool? It is the beginning of the major arcana. With the Fool card, we can look at it from a sense of when it's in reverse, I see it as like irresponsible, playful energy. That's literally how I see it. So I find it very silly that you have the playfulness coming up here. And irresponsibility, like honestly, that could have been the naive energy that you're needing to forgive. Is that maybe with this playful energy here, it caused you to not move in naive ways within your responsibilities. And you're having to forgive yourself. Again, this is your inner child here. So something to also think about is that children are sponges, and I'm not blaming the people who were around you growing up, but they had an influence on that. So whether they were irresponsible within themselves or they didn't teach you the deeper meanings of what it means to be responsible and why it's important to be responsible, and it caused you to almost feed more into this playfulness. That's what I'm hearing for some of you. Others of you were just so stuck in your own playful energy that you literally, in some ways, almost were the Fool. Like, you literally were, almost. And you're forgiving yourself for that. And again, like, so you keep, this dream card keeps, like, popping out for me, too. You're getting dreams about this. I don't know if you're ruminating on it in dreams or if you're healing yourself through dreams. You're getting messages through your dreams, but for some of you, I'm hearing to start a dream journal. And then so that was your inner child, and then your immediate past that was reflected of your inner child. We have the Judgment card in reverse here. So looking at the Judgment card here, I just want you to look at this image. I think it's so cute. Like the judgments, not the judgment. You have your roots exposed. The roots are exposed. She's calling out here. There's a little horn that she's calling out to, right? She's calling for almost like that renewal almost. But here, with you having it reversed, what I'm getting from it is that you almost were having like karmatic retribution. That's, for being the fool in the past, maybe that's why you're working on forgiving yourself, is because you got that judgment call. You got the judgment. You've been almost, maybe you're clearing your slate. It's what you were working with. I feel called to actually read the definition of this book, right? Or this card right now. So, oh, look at me opening right on the page. Renewal. Oh, that's upright. Sorry, this is reversed. Facing the consequences of one actions. Literally, as I was just saying, you're getting your judgment call, karmatic retribution. A time of personal reckoning, strong considerations and decisions to be made about the future. So you sat through some of this. You've already sat through working on understanding and maybe even having to pay some of the debts that you created by being a little naive child. And again, this could be a naive like child at like the age of 6, but honestly what I'm hearing is like teenage years for you. Like this is the inner child you're being called to heal. It's not even your inner child, it's your inner teen. That might be the next reading. What is your inner child calling, or not your inner child, your inner teen calling for you to heal? But again, your inner teen is still a child. You're still a child as a teenager, whether some people like to pretend that teenagers are not children. They'll sit there, they treat them as a child and expect them to act as an adult. It's hard because teenagers, they are coming to that understanding. But I heard irresponsibility for you. You had to deal with that. You did some stuff. But now, what you're currently in is you're feeling that warmth. You're in the sun. You are the sun. You're feeling that renewal energy. You're stepping into it. Angelica is the root for this one too. I don't know if that's your name, but the root Angelica is really good for healing darker parts. So, and adding like light to parts that you find dark. And that's really what the sun is. The sun, darkness can't create, shadows cannot exist without the sun either. Darkness cannot exist without light. Oh well. I want to also read the definition for the sun for you here. Warmth, openness, friendliness, happiness, earthly joy, and contentment. So you've experienced your judgment call. You've been healing through forgiveness. Trust your divine timing. You have answered prayers coming in. You're probably finding power in friendship. If not, you're going to be working into power of friendship, stepping into some freedom, serenity. You're emerging into these new beginnings. And your immediate future, as long as you stay on this path, is Two of Swords. And swords represent our intellect. It represents our mind. And 2 represents choices, but also balance. So if you see she's blinded, she's got that little covering on her because she still knows. She has that balance within herself. It's almost like stepping into the unknown. That's also what I'm hearing, stepping into the known. almost in a way of like self-trust. You're deeply trusting yourself too, but you're trusting your intuition, finding that balance within yourself and that intuition. I'm going to read the definition for this one too as well. Just standing out for you. Oh, look at me again, right? Opening up on the page. And it is also passion flower too. I love that. Silent equilibrium with outer and inner struggles. Outer and inner equilibrium. Because you're in the sun right now. Okay, sorry. The point of balance leading to self-acceptance and inner peace, acceptance of one's weaknesses and one's strengths. So as you work through this forgiveness of who you were, you're going to learn how to embrace yourself. You're going to learn how to embrace yourself. We need that duality in life, really, honestly. We do need that duality in life. I'm just bringing that up because that's a reminder for you. You're not currently in those sad times. You were in those sad times, but you need to forgive yourself for having those sad times. And don't, again, as I said earlier, I keep hearing this for you, don't lose this playful energy. Don't. Maybe that's where you can find that balance within yourself. Yeah. But you're working on it. I hear you, I see you, and honestly, something to remind yourself is you were young. A lot of people make mistakes when they're young. The best that you can do now that you're older is recognize how those mistakes happen. Maybe what were the attachments that brought you to make those decisions, and how can you release yourself from those attachments? You can step into those new beginnings, emerge into those new beginnings, experience that serenity and that freedom. It's here for you. You're being divinely guided. You have divine timing. You have answered prayers. This is going on for you. Feel the warmth of your life right now. You've experienced the judgment. You've experienced the judgment. Allow yourself to feel good things. Stop living in a life that you always need to be judged. Stop. Find the power in your friendships. Find the power in your friendships. I want to pull one more card for you guys here. Hello. Okay. Meditation. Sit with some meditation. Sit with yourself and learn that your life has abundance. If you keep holding yourself back and you keep living in this life of you need judgment, abundance can't happen. You're going to be living in a limited mindset. You're going to be living a limited life. But if you accept this self and you know that life needs duality, we need that balance, we can have an full embracement of our strengths and our weaknesses. You can work with abundance. I would maybe even meditate on abundance. Yeah, work on it with yourself. You're going to experience some harmony. You're experiencing some spiritual growth already. You're already experiencing a spiritual growth. With this spread on here, you're being divinely guided. You're experiencing some harmony and you have some miracles. You got harmony and serenity coming out here. And there's miracles happening. You just have to stay on this path. You have to stay on this path. Babe, you're doing so well for yourself. If you do resonate with this message, go ahead and comment, I forgive my inner child, and I am stepping into my new life. I hope that you enjoyed this reading and that this reading did help you a little bit and give you that little reminder of you're doing stuff. You're doing great. You're doing wonderful. Anyways, thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate you for being here. For further readings, feel free to subscribe to my channel and that will channel your energy into my future readings. I do meditate before every single reading to set the intention that whoever is meant to hear this message, it will show up for them and they will see it. I hope you all have a great, lovely day, night, evening, whenever you're watching this, and go heal your inner child. Go do some work. You got it. But also, trust yourself. Know that just by you clicking on this video and sitting with these emotions, because I know we got a little deep here in each of the piles, just even doing that is doing something. I hope you the best in your healing journey, and I love you.